Good morning, all of you. So let me start the today's sessions on three-dimensional coordinate systems. It is a part of a third module. These concepts we are going to cover up today. We'll try to cover up. These are all the these highlighted concepts we are going to start. So with the knowledge that we have come across the concepts of two-dimensional 2D geometric transformations, we are just stepping into the three-dimensional translation, rotation, scaling. Okay, so all of you know what is translation, what is a rotation, and what is scaling. So in with respect to the three-dimensional homogeneous coordinate system, we have seen what is translation, what is rotation, and what is scaling. And coming to the what is composite transformations, we are just combining the multiplicative factor and additive factors of the translation factors and rotation factor into a common matrix. So that is called a two-dimensional composite transformations, and we are going to represent in homogeneous. It is called homogeneous. Okay, so let me start with the first transformation, that is a translation. So what is 3D transformation? So it is a basically an extension of our two-dimensional transformations. So where we do include a coordinate, extra coordinate called z coordinate. So this is an extra coordinate that we're going to include in the case of three-dimensional coordinate system, right? So in the same way, so we are going to get three-dimensional Homer coordinate system that is represented in 4-element column vector. When you think of a column vector, it is a not 3. For 2D, we had for 2D we have a column vector of 3. For a 3D, we'll have a column vector of 4. So fourth column is a homogeneous. So I'm talking about the what is homogeneous coordinate systems representing the composite transformations. Okay. So each geometrical transformation is operated by a 4x4 matrix. So as you know, we have represented the two-dimensional matrix in 3x3 matrix. Similarly, here we would represent the three-dimensional in 4x4 matrix. So coming to the concept of translation, what is translation? Imagine this is a point. So we have to think along the x-axis, z-axis, and y-axis. So you have x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis. So when I speak about point translation, okay. So the point P is translated among one of the plane from x to y here to here. So how it is being represented? So we need to consider the planes along which plane it has been translated. So the coordinates, if it is a x, y, z, so x, y, z. So the new point that is being developed at x dash, y dash, and z dash. So it could be represented over here with the translation factor x equals to x plus t. Additive is a factor. Similarly, we have a y dash equal to y plus t. So new point that is being obtained over here, all these points in x, y, z are the translation factors. So that is adding the translation along x-axis, translation along y-axis, translation along x-axis, translation along y-axis, and translation along z-axis. So finally, the main point that you obtain, that is this P, will be multiplicative factor of the translation matrix. Multiplicative factor of the translation matrix to get a new point called P dash. This is P dash and this is P. So multiplication of the translation factor T is a 4x4 matrix, right? It is a 4x4 matrix, right? P could be represented with a column vector. P could be represented by the column vector. The coordinates, old coordinates are x, comma y, comma z, and one will be the for a homogeneous coordinate systems. Whereas translation matrix it could be represented with respect to the x. It is a 4 cross matrix. The translation factors will be represented in the fourth column. Translation factor will be represented in the fourth column. All right. So in the lab, we did a program on translation rotation, that is fixed point rotation, uh, fixed point uh, rotation of a triangle. In that, the matrix that we have considered was a 3 cross 3. It was a 3 cross 3. Here we do consider a 4 cross 4. In the matrix, for translation matrix, the last row would be 0 0 0 1, whereas the first column will be setting up the x-axis and the translation factor, setting up the y-axis, setting up the fourth row ty, setting up the z-axis and setting up the tz, and finally nothing to set. It is a homogeneous, so simply we'll put up 1 at the end. So this is all the overall concept of translation matrix. So given a point p, when it being translated by a translation factor is a dimension, that is translation along x-axis, translation along y-axis, translation along the z-axis. So that could be represented over here, right? Translation tx, ty, tz. This could be represented in the 4 cross 4 matrix as such. So the new point developed is p dash, right? So hope able to understand now the same concept. So here is the concept what I stated. You have x-axis, y-axis, z-axis. The point x has been translated. The point x has been translated through a variation translation factor tx, ty, tz. So this has to be represented in the form of p equals to, right, p equals to t dot p. So p dash equals to t dot p, where p is a column vector, p is a column vector, t is a 4 cross 4 matrix, right? Hope you able to understand. So let me go further. Same thing what I shown you previous slide. This is a p dash equals to p multiplied with the translation matrix. Similarly, so now you think of a rotation along the sea. Previously this point was a single point being shown. So now in this slide, if you could see, if this is an object, we are going to consider in the matrix form, right? We are going to multiply this particular pivot point. This is a pivot point, and we are going to translate it along the tx, ty, tz, along the various axes. Okay, the concept is the same. This is a, it is one of the point that is being translated of a particular object. That is, we are simply shifting the position of a three-dimensional object using translation vector. What is inverse translation? So inverse translation is nothing but going in a negative, going the negative x-axis, negative y-axis, negative z-axis. For example, the same concept, if you have this point, or else let me go to the same example. What is negative translation? Negative translation is nothing but a back translation what we have studied in the, see, this is a translation from xyz to x dash y dash z dash. Again, if you want to bring back this point to the same position, so that is, if this is a new p dash, okay, this is p, so you have obtained p dash, now how do you obtain p from p dash? That is, what you do is you multiply p dash with the translation matrix, that is t to the power of -1. So that is a negative translation matrix. T to the power of -1 is a negative translation matrix. How do you get the negative translation matrix? So negative translation is matrix is being obtained in the 4x4 matrix by setting up these translation factors in negative, that is minus tx minus ty minus tz, right? Let me go to the equation. Okay, here, right? So translation, negative translation is being represented, right? I said I'm obtaining again p. I'm again obtaining a new point p. So that is by multiplying the negative translation factor t to the power of minus 1 with the p dash. What is p dash? Tx. You have x dash, y dash, z dash, as I have shown you. I'm doing a back translation. Okay, this is the axis. Previously this was a, you translated from here to here. Now again from here to here, how do you translate? So this process is called as a negative translation. So this is all regarding a translation. Let me go to the rotation. So translation always is an additive factor. As I said, it is an additive factor, right? So 3D rotation is one of the most complex 3D transformations when it is being represented with a three-dimensional rotation. So positive rotation always produces a counterclockwise rotation about a coordinate axis. Assuming that we are looking into the negative direction along the coordinated axis, the conventions, see, looking in the negative direction along the coordinate axis. Here there are few of the conventions in the three-dimensional rotation. Positive rotation angle means counterclockwise direction. Okay, not clockwise. Positive rotation angle means counterclockwise direction. Fine. Once again, this is a rotation along the x-axis, y-axis and z-axis in the counterclockwise direction, which are positive. This is a diagrammatical representation. Positive rotation about a coordinate axis or counterclockwise. That is, you could see the direction of the rotation when looking along the positive half of the axis towards the origin. So the eye is looking towards the origin. So the rotation angle is counterclockwise, again looking at the origin from the z-axis. So it is a counterclockwise. So y-axis, right? You are weaving to y-axis along the counterclockwise. That is a positive direction. Clear? So let me quote this now. See, just we are representing this matrix. That is, what is this? Z-axis. This is x-axis, and this is y-axis. Okay. So z-axis for a positive rotation, right? We are just writing the equations with the knowledge of two-dimensional rotation. So what is z-axis rotation? So z-axis rotation, the equations to represent a z-axis rotation are being shown over here. Okay, that is x dash equals to x cos theta minus sin y sin theta. So same as if like two-dimensional rotation what we have stated, right? Y dash is equal to x sin theta plus y cos theta, z equals to z only, right? This we have to represent it with a multiplicative factor using homogeneous coordinate system, right? That is p dash equal to rz of p. There it was a translation, here it was a rotation. That is, we are writing a 3D rotation along the z-axis rotation. Z-axis rotation. So z, you have to specify the rotation along the z-axis, the angle of rotation along the z-axis multiplied to the existing point P. So what is the existing point P? We have existing point x, y, z, 1. That have to be multiplied with the rotation matrix. Rotation matrix, as you could see from these equations, cos theta, sin theta, 0, 0, it for the 4 cross 4, Sin theta, cos theta, 0 0. Then for the z axis it is 0 0. So since we have taken the value z equals to z, so since we are applying the direct rotation angle, so it is 1 1 0, and this is for homogeneous 0 0 0 1. So x axis no, z axis no, y axis no, z axis no, only the one we have to represent in homogeneous with respect to the column vector over here. So with respect to the z, so it is 1 over here. With respect to the y, so you have to both this, right? With respect to the x, you have to write this. So this is a rotation along the z axis. Similarly, you should be able to write rotation along the x axis. So this is a rotation along the rotation of object about the z axis. Okay, the other axis rotation or x axis rotation, x axis rotation, y axis rotation. Okay, as you have seen in z axis rotation, you will write equation for x bar, y bar, z equal to z, right? Other axis rotations are x axis rotation, right? With respect to the x axis rotation, always x bar equals to x. You have to write into the equation. With respect to the y axis rotation, y bar equals to y, right? Will you write the equations for it, all of you? That is a 4x4 matrix. So how do you write the equation for it? So for x axis rotation, if I write p dash is a new point to be getting by rotating along the x axis rotation in anti-clockwise, so it would be same as if like p multiplied by rx of theta, rx of theta multiplied by r. Fine. Once again, see 3D rotation along the z-axis rotation. How do you represent this? This was the equation, right? You have to remember this. We have rotated along the z-axis. So here we have seen. So what is z-axis rotation in anti-clockwise? So when you rotate along z rz of theta, so you have to vary the point P with the coordinate system x, y, z, multiply with this 4x4 matrix to get the new value called P dash. So this is called 3D rotation along the z-axis. So 3D rotation along the x-axis rotation. All right. So now you could see, you have to remember now x bar equals to x, x bar equals to x, whereas see 3D rotation along the x-axis, you could see over here. Sorry, this was the z rotation, this is the x-axis rotation. For a point P equals to x, y, z. So you follow y, you follow y, you follow z, and you follow x. So y bar will be y cos theta minus z sin theta. Z will be y sin theta, z cos theta. X bar equals to x. Representing this in terms of an equation, all of you, with respect to the x bar it is 1. So 1 it has been written. With respect to y bar it is y cos theta, z sin theta, right? So that is, here you could see here, it is related to y, is related to z minus sin theta. Similarly, when it comes to z bar, be careful with the equations. All right, this is with respect to the y sine theta, and this is cos theta. Once again, those have not followed, see. So this was the 3D rotation along the x-axis. When you have seen 3D rotation along the y-axis, z-axis, so why you find it simple? Because so already we had a two-dimensional 2D rotation along the x-axis and y-axis in 2D. So that time we have the same equations for x bar and y bar. We didn't had z bar. Z bar was the homogeneous. Since here we do consider a z-axis, z bar equals to 1 when you rotate along the z-axis. So z bar could be written in terms of equations as, so z bar equals to 1. Here we have seen with respect to this equation. Similarly, if I tell you to represent these equations as x bar equals to x cos theta. So this cos theta we have written over here, sin theta we have written here, no z coordinate 0 0. Similarly, when it is y bar, it is sin theta, and we have cos theta 0 0. Fine. Similarly, when it was a x-axis rotation, so the flow of the rotation I have seen y, z, again x. So this is a flow that you have to remember. So y bar is nothing but y cos theta minus z sin theta. Z bar equals to y sin theta, z cos theta. Now while you're writing this equation, this is y cos theta, z sin theta. So when you form these equations at the second row, okay, remember, so x is 0, y is cos theta, z is minus sin theta, this is important, and for homogeneous it is 0. This column is quite easy to remember since it is a homogeneous coordinate. So we have 1 at the fourth column, whereas z, again you could see it is at the third row. For x it is 0, sin theta, cos theta 0, right? This is rotation along the x-axis. So similarly, if I tell you to write the rotation along the y-axis, so this is a diagrammatically that is being shown, rotation of an object along the x-axis. Now coming to the y-axis rotation finally. So in again the direction of the rotation is anti-clockwise, taking into the consideration positive. It is not reversed rotation, it is a positive, right? So how does the flow goes from y to z it goes, okay? Y to z, see, as I said, it goes to y to z, z to x, x to y. Remember this flow. So y to z, so first you have to write a z. Z is nothing but z bar, z cos theta minus x sin theta, right? Z cos theta minus x sin theta. So no y component is there in this equation. No y component not there. Similarly, x is equal to, for this, z sin theta, x cos theta. Got it? So again, x bar equals to z sin theta, x cos theta. So in this case, again no y component, y equals to y bar. So now here you see what is the equation for z bar. Z bar equals to, no x component is minus sin theta, no y component, z component is cos theta 0, right? You are able to fetch the equation, fetch this matrix from the equation. Similarly, coming to the x bar, so again no y component, see, no y component. So cos theta, x component is cos theta, z component is sin theta. Fine. Now coming to the y bar, y bar equals to y, only this component is 1, rest of the thing is 0, and homogeneous it is 0 0 0 1. So this is the rotation along the y angle. So now you are able to analyze what is a 3D translation, 3D rotation. So as I said, 3D rotation is one of the complex factor to analyze. So as we need to remember the correct equations, right? So whenever you rotate Rx of theta, x bar will be x, you need to write the equation for y and z. Similarly, when this rotation along the y axis, y bar equals to y, z and x, you have to write the correct equation. That is here no y component, only z and x component. In the case of x component, so there is no x component, only yz component. Z anyway, it is quite easy, you are able to write it. So here is the rotation of an object along the y axis. So what is 3D reverse rotation? So 3D reverse rotation, it is same as if the reverse translation as such. So you have to write the rotation angle in the negative rz of minus theta as such, right? So now coming to the what is 3D rotation. Okay, hope all of you have understood. So from here the major concept of 3D rotation comes. Okay, see, transformations, 3D translations, rotations. You have scaling, so let me see after that. It is a composite 3D, this we have covered, right? Then we have to see OpenGL transformation functions here. Here this is the main concept what we have. So what we do is translate the object so that the rotation axis coincide with the coordinate. See, this is a general three-dimensional rotation. So it is the case general three-dimensional rotation. So general three-dimensional rotation, here the object is going to be rotated about an axis that is parallel to one of the coordinate axis. Okay, imagine this is a thing. How do you write these steps in terms of transformations? Sequence of transformation for rotating an object along the axis that is parallel to the x-axis. So we have a diagram that is being given. So this is parallel to the rotation, this to the x-axis. So what you do is first you translate it, then you rotate it, then again you back again you translate it. So same thing what we have in pivot point rotation in the case of a two-dimensional transformation. So same thing we are going to do the same concept in three-dimensional. That is, given the point P, translate the object so that rotation axis coincide with the parallel, then perform the rotation about the axis, then translate back it. So what is P dash? P dash is nothing but P multiplied by translation rotation of theta back to translation. And what is the composite rotation matrix? R of theta is nothing but translation rotation again translation. So this concept will continue tomorrow with the major concept of what is 3D rotation in arbitrary rotation in 3D. So we have three methods. So these three methods, a lot many vector concepts are there that you need to memorize what along. So I'll do it tomorrow in the 9:20. So maybe I'll start the session tomorrow by 9:30 or 9:40. So I'll just message you. So let me stop the session as of now. So those who have not given the attendance can give the attendance in the chat session.